Hi, I'm JD or Wheel, depending on how you know me. I am starting on a weight loss journey. I wanted to and have been encouraged to record my progress, probably some stuff about me, and you're probably going to get to see some of my stuff. So, um, let's start back a couple of years ago. I developed lymphedema in my legs. Now, I've never been a small man by any means. But I developed this lymphedema in my legs, which, for those of you that don't know, is severe swelling, really in my calf ankle area. Becomes really super painful at times. The legs become very, very heavy as they fill with lymph. And there were points where, I was wearing jeans and I'd be out riding and doing what I do. And my pant leg, my jeans, would get tight around my ankles as the day went by. That's how much swelling I had. So I went to a couple of different doctors. Went to one, he did an ablation on each leg, which is basically a procedure where they cauterize a vein, hoping to reverse this problem, or at least slow it down or stop it. I'm not sure. I'm not explaining it properly, but so I had those, and quite honestly, I feel like they set me back. I lost a lot of flexibility. Just really, the recovery from them, which is not supposed to be much, but I found that if I did what I would normally do, I had some pain and stuff like that. And I had some really good friends that begged me to come and get my legs checked out at their clinic and whatnot. But so finally I ended up at a lymphedema clinic, and they have me on a machine that I put boots on, and it pumps up with air, massages my legs, and massages the lymph out of my legs, which helps. It helps a lot. So then about a little less than a month ago, I was coming up on my birthday, which is in September 28th. So it was about 3 weeks prior that I decided, you know what, it's time to get serious and lose some weight, and maybe that would help some of my swelling and help my mobility. After being shut in for the Rona for so long, I really had become even more inactive and sedentary, and really I think it put on even more weight. And I say because at that point I had not stepped on a scale for probably 13, maybe 15 years. And so I did not really actually know what I weighed. Had no idea how far I had gone. I just didn't know. So it was 3 weeks before my 43rd birthday, and I sat down and I went, all right, time to get on a scale. So I had to buy a scale that would work for me. You can't just go down to the store and pick one up and bring it home and jump on it. I knew that I was more than 400. I had guessed that I was closer to 500, and I was. I was closer to 500 than 400 because I was 538 pounds. That was on September 14th, 2020. I was shocked. I was almost brought to my knees. I just wasn't prepared that I weighed that much and that I let myself go that far. I had a couple friends make comments to me, the weeks prior that when they found out that I was just turning 43, Holy crap, you need to start taking care of yourself. So I took it to heart, and that's what led to me weighing myself. So once I weighed myself, another reason why I weighed myself is that I had downloaded a calorie counter app because, there's everybody that says, do keto, you're going to lose weight. And then you hear people, well, keto's not healthy. Do, low carb, high fat, low fat, whatever. It's fucking all over the world, all over the map. So I was like, well, there's one thing that makes sense to me, and that's calories in, calories out. Eat less calories than you burn. So that's why I downloaded this app. They figured out that, for 540 or 38 pounds, you ate this amount, and this should let you lose at a rate of 2 pounds a day, which I guess is supposedly the safe spot. So I downloaded the app and started logging everything that I was eating, and discovered really quickly that I didn't know half of what I thought I knew about eating good. I was, and still am, kind of an ice cream junkie. So I replaced ice cream with peaches, canned peaches, so that everybody knows canned peaches are not good for you. I had no idea that I was taking in 200 calories a little can, and when I say little can, I mean the small ones, and I would eat 2 of those, thinking that I was doing such a better job for myself. Wrong. And I discovered that. I also discovered that a lot of times I was eating because I was bored. It came to be, okay, well, I have to put this in my phone, and do I really want to eat it? So most of the time the answer was, nah, not really. I'm not really hungry. I'm bored. So I corrected that. I had thought that I was doing great not drinking soda by drinking store-bought iced tea. We won't say the brand. But no, that's just as bad as soda. So then I dropped down to just drinking homemade, unsweetened tea and coffee, of course. And coffee is still around. But anyway, so that tea, and I decided I don't really like unsweetened tea. So now I drink water. I have my couple cups of coffee in the morning, and I drink water the rest of the day. I was drinking, I went through a period where I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I would do somewhere around 20 shots a night, and I would do a double-double. And that's what I called them, my double-doubles. 4 shots, 1 cup, turned into a 1 shot. And I did this often enough that my local favorite bar named it after me. So that was a drink special named after me. I cut that out. I found out very quickly as I was doing this that I was well over 2,000 calories just that night in drinking. So I no longer do that. I will say I had one last hurrah on my birthday because, folks were buying me, and I was at the bar that I like to go to. I'm very good friends with the owners. So that was the last night of the double-doubles. So I was getting probably week 2, and I had shed some good weight. I mean, I think I was down 10 pounds in a couple weeks, and I was just charging forwards, feeling great, but my flexibility wasn't there. My mobility still wasn't coming back. Not that I was expecting overnight success. So I had a brother that mentioned DDPY, or DDP Yoga as it was known. From this wrestler guy, Diamond Dallas Page. Well, I knew who Diamond Dallas Page was. My family were wrestling fanatics back in the 90s and 2000s. So I knew exactly who he was talking about, and I looked at it back then. I was like, I ain't doing this. This is yoga. This is stupid. I'm not going to do it. Well, fast forward to about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was right about 3 weeks ago that it was prior to that I decided, you know what, I need to add something. I watched Arthur Borman's story, which if you haven't seen that, check out Arthur Borman's story. He is a phenomenal inspiration. Long story short, he is a combat vet that did several jumps. He was a paratrooper and had really messed his body up. So in his 40s, he was stuck using those canes, the like crutches that go up your arm, and couldn't walk without them. Couldn't hardly move with them. I mean, it was really just heart-wrenching. Well, he started doing DDPY. And as you're watching this video, you see, that he has a hard time with it. He has some falls. There's a couple times he falls on his face. And, then you see all of a sudden he's able to walk without his crutches. Then you see him starting down this road walking, and the next thing you know, he's sprinting. And then you see that he's getting up the core strength and getting up the rehabbing to the point where he's able to start trying to do headstands. Something that terrifies me because I think I'd break my neck. But it ends up that now he's able to do these headstands like perfectly. And there's one move that I just went, holy crap. He comes out of a headstand down into like an upside down squat, shoots his legs out, and goes into a push-up, and I just went, holy shit. So I went, well, maybe there's something to this stuff. So I ordered it, and I started down this road. And I got it in, and took a look at it, started playing with the app, watched the first intro, and then got set up doing the first workout. I decided I was going to start the rebuild series, which is really down at the very bottom when you can't even get out of bed. But I was like, I can get out of bed, but my legs don't work very well. So I started there. I'm still on that program now. Obviously, it's only been a couple weeks. I struggled with some of the poses or some of the things that he had you do the first time and somewhat the second time. Well, one of the things that I struggled with so much was there's a position where you're laying on a bed. DDP calls it pinfall. Your knees are up in the air and you're on your back. Well, you flop your legs over to the left, your knees, while your feet are staying in place. Okay, that's easy enough. And then he goes, now take your left foot and put it on top of your right knee. First time I was like, fuck you just say? Needless to say, I could not do it. Just couldn't do it. Flopping the other way, I got that done. And I got the foot up on the knee on that side, going to the right, but going to the left just wasn't happening. Well, about a weekend of doing these workouts, I tried it again. I was trying it every day. Oh, now I can get my left foot on top of my right knee. Oh, and I can twist a little bit. So I'm proud to say that now, just starting week 3, I can actually fully do that position. It's pretty good stuff. I I have a mutual friend that I didn't realize that I had with DDP. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit in this story, but there's so much that I want to say and not really totally positive on how to express it all. But so I have this friend, and we work together in an organization, and he just joined, and I've been around for a little while, so we've been talking, and I was kind of being a smart ass the way that I am, and I looked at him, and his name's Garrett, Garrett Bischoff, and he didn't say anything, but I kind of figured out Garrett Bischoff is Eric Bischoff's son, and of course, if you were a wrestling fan in the 90s or 2000s, you know who Eric Bischoff is. So being the guy that I am, I kind of looked at him, I go, hey man, do you know that DDP guy? He looked at me, he's like, I might know him. We've met a couple times. I go, well, you tell him, if you talk to him, that I bought this DDPY stuff, and you better tell him this motherfucking shit better work. And he kind of laughed. He's like, all right, I'll tell him. A day goes by, and he comes up to me and says, hey, Wheel, come take a picture with me. All right. So we took a picture. We were at a bike night together, and he goes, I'm sending this to the DDP. Give him your message. I'm like, all right. So I sat there, I smiled, I took the picture. Had no idea, was not prepared for what happened over the next couple of days. He got a message back, apparently, from DDP saying, that's fucking awesome. So, and then, time goes by, and another day or two, and I was actually talking to Garrett on the phone, and he was asking me some questions about, how I was using the app and stuff like that, and what I thought, and I'm like, it's good, and mid-conversation I get this phone call, and I'm like, let me grab this, I don't know who this is, and I get this voice on the other line. Hey, is this JD? Yeah? Who's this? Well, this is DDP. And I said, bullshit. Who is this really? No, this is really DDP. And you know what? He took that time to reach out to me and talk to me and encourage me, which was really pretty amazing. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting any of it. And, he gave me some homework for the first week. And, this was a week ago. I got all the homework done. And talked to Dallas this morning about it. And he gave me more homework. But, through all of this, I have to say I have some amazing people in my life. And not just Garrett, and not just meeting Dallas. My wife supports me. I've got a group of brothers that, they all express concern, and we've all been, they're cheering me on, which is really cool. And only a few of them really, people know what really is going on, because I tend to be a very private person, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because I just am. So this is kind of getting out of my comfort zone, making this vlog, but Dallas asked me to do this. He said I'd be happy if I did, and I said okay. So I'm doing it. So 3 weeks in, I am moving better. I was out this weekend with one of my brothers, and we were walking to a bar to go see one of our favorite bands play. And he's been around for a little while with doing what I do, and I trained him, and brought him into the organization a couple of years ago. And he looked at me and he goes, brother, is working, because you're moving. You got more of a bounce in your step than I've seen you have in over 2 years. I said, well, I'm not hurting like I used to. It's still there. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's pretty awesome, So all of this to say, I'm gonna go with the scale victory, because I haven't done the measurements again. Gonna wait to do that till it's actually a month from the time that I did them. I should have done all this stuff on September 14th. I don't think I could have mentally, but here we are a month later. I started at 538 pounds. I am now 504 pounds. 504.5. But I'm 504 pounds, damn it. I'm going to take that victory. I have about 2 more days to make it an actual full month. I'm hoping that I get those 4 pounds off in that month. We'll see. I'm going to start filming my weigh-ins a little bit and working through this. I'm going to do this. I think by the time that anybody actually sees this other than me, I'm going to look like a much different man then. In much better shape, much better health, So, we gonna do this. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how hard it gets. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. I'm gonna do this. So, thank you for listening.